On's been in the D office for over 20 years, and he's in major crimes, and he is taking on some very large cases that are in the media. And he's definitely a gentleman to keep your eye on. He knows his business, and he's very right when he says that we need to go back to the Constitution and get people to start working on these propositions and get going, which brings us to our next gentleman who's sitting right next to us.
Welcome, Baltazar, and that's Baltazar Fedalizo.
That's correct.
And you're running for congressman in the 47th?
37.
37.
Karen Bass is vacated.
I can't read your writing, David.
37. Well, but you know, and now what? Because of the redistricting, what areas does that encompass?
That is South Central Los Angeles, the back end of Culver City, Marina Del Rey, and Inglewood.
All right. Now tell us a little bit something about yourself. Who are you?
Wait. Hold on a sec, because he is somebody. So I got introduced to you at a meeting in Beverly Hills a couple weeks ago.
Beverly Hills Conservatives?
The Beverly Hills Conservatives, what a lovely new group. And
thank you, Rudy.
Yes, thank you, Rudy. And you were sitting in the audience in a sweat outfit and whatever, and you walked in today and you're in a suit, and he goes, "Where'd you remember we met in Beverly Hills?" And I'm like, "You're in a suit. I have no makeup on. That's fair game." Okay. But what I was really impressed about is that you're just a very laid back gentleman. But you were up for a Nobel Peace Prize.
That's correct. Yeah.
So you know what? Let's start with that, because I can't say there's too many people that I've met in my life. I don't think I've met any that have been up for a Nobel Peace Prize who wasn't setting out to get one. You were doing something great for the neighborhood and for kids.
That's correct. Yes.
And somebody nominated you. Tell us about it.
It was James Tran over at the VA, and he was, I think, a psych aide or something like that. And he noticed that I was at that point in time, I was doing used cooking oil. I was making biodiesel since 2006 to 2015. Mm-hmm. And you can't get a guy with a college degree doing that. And you can't get someone to transfer over from a position where he's currently at to pick up used cooking oil. So my quick and dirty was just go ahead and hire people that really, the justice involved youth. And I just trained them up, and I said, this is what we need to do, this is how we need to do it, and this is your level of expectation. I'll have to raise your practice to my principle, and we'll see where it goes from there.
So explain what the justice, what did you call him?
Justice involved. Now,
involved. Explain what that means, because I don't think anybody has a clue.
People who have been incarcerated before.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you took people that couldn't be hired.
Yes.
And you said, I'm going to give you a job.
Yes.
And you taught them a skill.
Yes.
And you helped them, and many of them stayed out of crime and kept their lives straight and
most of them did.
Most of them did. Look, if you can get 10% out of 100, you're good. You're doing good.
Well, yeah. You know what it is that I took people from different neighborhoods, different ethnic classes, and I said, look, this is the goal. It was all profit driven. I said, if we don't make any mistakes, you don't give me a headache from Monday through Sunday, bonuses on Monday. Because I had to pay them on Monday, because if I paid them on Friday, I wouldn't see them the week. Mm-hmm. So I paid them on Monday to keep honest people honest.
Right.
And then once they got their rhythm of doing that, we were fine. We were picking it up from Oregon to the border, from L.A. to Vegas to Laughlin to Bullhead to Boulder to Phoenix and back into California.
So that's so impressive. And do you keep in touch with any of them?
Oh yes, I do. Yeah.
And how are they all doing?
They're all fine. They're all in the trades now.
What kind of trades are those?
Carpenter.
Okay.
Longshoring.
So
welders.
they're making some money.
Yeah, but they just need the opportunity,
right?
And the foresight to say somebody who's going to walk them with it. You know, if they get out of line, hey man, these are repercussions. You remember what prison was like. You know what county jail was like. So you continue to do what you're going to do. I can't help you anymore.
So this is, and the reason I wanted to bring this up first is because I was compelled by your story when I first met you, and with today's crime being what it is, we just had one of the district attorneys on the air that you just met, John McKinney, in the green room. And here you are, you're running for Congress, and it sounds to me like you've got some fabulous ideas in order to step into that role and help California.
Of course. Yeah, because these guys are just doing it out of either they have nothing else to do, there's no repercussions for what they do. Mm-hmm. They're getting their reps and they're just following their friends. But they don't understand that this is the reason why the liquor store owner has a gun.
Right.
You know, these are the reasons why you're pushing people to the edge where they have no recourse to say, no, we can't serve you because, like I said, they have yet to fully expand the capabilities of Prop 47 because they don't understand it yet. They're just grabbing things.
Right.
until they sit down.
So you're talking the criminals haven't
criminals,
grasped the ability
they
to
haven't
fully realize Prop 47.
what Prop 47 is. Yeah, because what they've done is they've lowered the bar, and there's no enforcement. There's no, like I said, no repercussions. And as a congressman, I'll do what I can, the most I can, to get something done about that.
Well, I think you can also, too, as a congressman, meet with assembly people and Senate people for the California senators, California assembly people, and say, listen, let me help you write some bills because we need to change this.
Exactly.
I mean, 57 is another issue, which John McKinney just covered also, in how it is encompassing even more crime just through the fact that the jail system can decide who's going to be on a life sentence for 16 years or 25.
Yes, and I think what's behind that is that they don't want those guys that got life in the 80s and 90s to turn the prisons into a geriatric ward.
Right.
That's
Now,
what
Baltazar, you were also in the military, right?
That's correct. I was a Navy officer.
How long were you in the military?
I was in the Army for 3 years, and I got out. And in 2006, I was brought back in the Navy, and I got out 2013.
And what did you do in the Navy?
I was a Defense Contract Management Agency. I was a Supply Corps officer.
Oh, well, that just fit right in with the oil collection.
That's correct. So I understood the workflow.
So this man that we're sitting with, Baltazar, you have the ability to take processes that you've learned through the Army, through the Navy,
That's correct.
turned them into a business. You've actually, in the process of turning around into the business, have turned around lives.
Yes.
And now California would be so fortunate to be able to have you as a representative for a congressman.
If given an opportunity, I'll hold people accountable.
And then how can they get a hold of you? Where can they donate? And what do you need?
Donations, support staff, and donations at this time.
Volunteers?
Yeah, volunteers. You can reach me right now at Baltazar, Baltazar, the number 4, Congress.com. And that will send you to my website because I haven't built a website yet. But that'll send you to where you can contact me. I'd be more than happy to talk to anybody over the phone at 888-278-5152, extension 800. You can call me directly. We can have coffee. We can discuss your concerns in the district or any other ideas because I don't think it's that hard. The lessons learned. What were the lessons learned? Because I dare say this wouldn't happen under Sherman Block or Daryl Gates.
No.
Not
100%.
at all. No matter what law they passed.
Right. Well, it's not happening under our lovely Sheriff Alex Villanueva either. He's not standing for it.
Yes.
I mean, when we had an officer lose his life last week, he called in the FBI.
Yeah, but at least there's some pushback.
Well, yeah, and we need to keep him in office also.
Yeah.
So if you're going to vote for Baltazar.
Yes, Baltazar.
Spell it one more time.
Baltazar.
Okay.
T-A, not T-H.
T-A.
Yeah.
The number 4.
Congress.
Congress.com. And then give him your phone number one more time.
It's 888-278-5152, extension 800.
Perfect.
And I sleep from 9 p.m. and I wake up at 2 a.m., so you can call me anytime. I'm used to keeping short hours of sleep.
Well, there you go. And then go over your district one more time.
It's District 37. It goes from the 110 freeway all the way to the 10, and it stops, I think, at the 134.
Okay.
And
so you were almost in your district. We're just slightly out of it.
Slightly out.
Did you hear about the loss of that young lady on the 10 freeway on-ramp?
No, I didn't. No.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that her case hasn't been heard of. I want to get in contact with John and find out more about it and throw some stuff up on Facebook. We'll tag you on that, and maybe you can do some stuff in your district, maybe get some word out there and see if anyone heard anything or saw anything.
Of course.
The fact that we lost a young woman's life at 16 and no one has any clue why.
16.
16 years old, they found her body on the side of on the freeway on-ramp, and nobody has a clue why. So, that would probably be a good way for you to get people to know who you are.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Especially because you're concerned about these things.
Yeah, because, public safety that's what we put politicians in office for.
Right.
And for them to not at least push back, at least Villanova is pushing back.
Correct.
Everyone else is just standing with their hands, sitting on their hands, wondering, well, someone's going to do something about this. Well, you're in office.
As a daughter of a police officer, I'm very disappointed in how some of LAPD handled the loss of their own officer.
Yeah, they're abdicating their responsibility because they don't see any.
I don't know what wrong with it, but I was grateful that Alex Villanueva stepped up. They're the ones that caught the persons that did it, and they called in the FBI to handle it. So, as a daughter of a police officer, my dad has since passed, but it's hard being a family member and wondering if they're going to come home.
Yeah.
And so that situation's difficult. But we're so grateful to have you and glad you came in. Give us your phone number one more time.
Yes, it's 888-278-5152, extension 800, and feel free to call me 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll have some coffee with you. I'm free most of the day.